Good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in. My name is Qhakaza Mohare, and I am the COO at Digify Africa, a youth-led organization that offers various free digital skills training programs to young people across the continent. One of our programs is Boost with Facebook, that helps entrepreneurs to gain the skills that they need to build their businesses in today's digital economy. Now, as part of Women's Month celebrations, we hosted Leaping Over Levels, an amazing online event that aimed at celebrating and inspiring women to take advantage of the many opportunities that the digital world has to offer. Now, we've collaborated with The Star to bring you a series of conversations about the digital economy, the inclusion of women, and also our contributions to the tech world. So I'm quite excited for today's chat because I'm going to be connecting with a phenomenal woman I work with, Keneilwe Malotle, who is Boost with Facebook project manager, just to get more insights on how digital skills can be a tool for empowerment and the work that Digify Africa is doing through programs like Boost with Facebook to foster more digital inclusion. Keneilwe, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing fantastic. And you?
I'm well, thank you. Yeah, this virtual working really sucks because I don't get to see you so often. So it's nice to see you and to connect with you.
Yeah.
You guys recently hosted an amazing event, Leaping Over Levels, with guest speakers like the digital strategist and podcaster Lebu Lion and Facebook marketing product manager Musaba, who shared some very valuable insights on how women can start creating their own levels and really thriving in the digital economy, in their careers and their business. Tell us more about the event, how it went, and what your highlights were.
Sure. So Leaping Over Levels was an event that we decided to put together. Firstly, obviously, to commemorate and celebrate Women's Day in South Africa. But the second part was that every single year on the 21st of August, the entire world celebrates World Entrepreneurship Day. So we figured that, seeing as the programs, sit so well and so intricately with entrepreneurs, we wanted to create something that celebrated women, but also inspired entrepreneurs in the same breath. So hence we had the ever so fierce Lebu Lion and the ever so smart Musaba. They were just really, really great. It was also just a way for us to just celebrate women in careers, and in tech careers and digital careers. There are so many things that have just come up in the past couple of years, and we wanted to make sure that we could highlight all those, opportunities within the digital economy and just inspiring women to take part of the world, the world of business during COVID and beyond. That was essentially what it was. The highlight for me that I absolutely enjoyed is that both ladies had a similar story in the sense that neither of them actually studied to be where they are, which was quite inspiring to me, because someone could be studying like mechanical engineering, but deep down inside they feel like they really want to jump into the digital economy. And the message there was that you can, and when you do, chances are you can be very successful. So that was just the best message that I got from that particular, amongst other many lessons. Yeah.
Now, there's been this massive boom with digital. I mean, digital is the buzzword. When we think about entrepreneurship and all of the opportunities that digital has presented, it's really mind-blowing. But you really need to understand digital and what's happening with digital in order for you to be able to take advantage of those, which is what makes, for me, Boost with Facebook such an important program. Could you tell us a bit about Boost with Facebook? Just go into what is it about, what we're trying to achieve, and the kind of businesses that you have interacted with the program.
Sure. So I get giddy Sorry, to anybody that's watching, I get giddy when I speak about Boost because it really is just such a great program and it's really close to my heart. But Facebook created this particular program as an answer to a need in the industry. A lot of people, will have a small business and they will go and they will open like a Facebook page and they'll open like an Instagram page. But what Facebook realized is that even though people have the pages, the people don't actually understand all the features that are available for them. And that's where we come in. We come in and we fit that nice gap. We teach people on all the elements that they can find and how they can use them on a Facebook business page, all the elements and the insights that they can get from the Instagram page. And then there's WhatsApp for Business that a lot of businesses are not yet using, a lot of small businesses at that. And we kind of walk people through on how they can actually use WhatsApp for Business to communicate with their customers. And then the type of entrepreneurs that can actually like come and attend or learn about the different applications that we have at Boost is essentially any and every type of entrepreneurs. We have entrepreneurs that come from all walks of life, from teenagers all the way to our mama that are a little bit older and they're a little bit scared of technology. But what is always very lovely to watch and experience in a training session is when that light bulb just goes up, just like, ding. All our sessions are on Zoom, but you can almost pinpoint when the light bulb actually goes up and people start feeling confident enough, to say, oh, okay, oh, it's that simple. Let me, So that's the thing about Boost and how we run our sessions as all. And I think the other thing with Boost, with COVID and how the pandemic just affected us all, a lot of people found themselves kind of like stuck. They didn't know how to now move from, selling, at home or in a store. And now they have to move online. And they were just like, how do I go ahead and do that? And you are an entrepreneur yourself. You have what's this, word of sound, and you run live shows. How did that actually affect you as an entrepreneur? Because I just want people to understand the the outskirts of why learning how to bring your business online would actually work.
Thinking about it is just like, yeah. So San has, since 2010, been hosting every Saturday without fail poetry sessions in a theater where young people can come together, and like it really was about like developing that skill, and giving them room and giving them space. And then lockdown happens and we can't do any physical shows. We can't get into any theater, So it was either we walk away for this thing that we've been doing since 2010. And this was in our 10th year. We were supposed to be celebrating, or we tried something new, So we were just like, let's see what happens. Let's try and translate what would usually happen on stage to online, and we brought on the Word and Sound Digital Slam. And it has been amazing. We are now in the second season of it. And I really don't know if I'm ever going back to a theater, to tell the truth. It's been really amazing. Yeah, to just see like how we've taken on that challenge, how the artists have also taken on like not just being poets, but being digital artists, which has just opened up the whole world for them, like even just talking about that. Whereas first you had to be in Joburg to be part of the session. Now we have got poets from Germany and Sweden and Botswana all participating in the slam because it's digital. And the best thing is I don't even have to ever leave my house and I'm out here producing shows. So it's been exciting. It's been really amazing to see what digital has been able to do for us, And I think again, I think back at a program like Digify Boost with Facebook, just how important it is for you to understand, the tools that you have that are actually freely available to you, So we are streaming out on Facebook Live, like it's a free tool that's out there, that's where we do our advertising. We are literally shooting on our cell phones, to put the show together. So for me, when we talk about digital and the opportunities, it excites me.
Oh, you see, you touched on something that I absolutely want entrepreneurs to take from this conversation about going digital, that there really is a whole world out there. A lot of the times when we talk about communicating to people on the internet and the World Wide Web, is like you can be somebody wako social nguvu or rekisang dikota. You can have that can be your business. And then when you go digitally, it means that you are reaching an audience that's far from South Africa's borders. And think about it like this, or this is what I would always like mention in the training session to say, if you are a small business and you are in a particular place, the next time that the borders open, maybe somebody from Germany, comes to visit South Africa, they've already been exposed to your business. So chances are they will make it a point that they travel to Soshanguve, Block XX, so that they can come and actually experience your business because they have been, part of your journey, and because you spoke your story on the digital landscape. So that's like the most beautiful thing about taking your business into the digital world. It just allows for you to literally reach people that you never thought you would be able to reach had you just kept it, off the internet.
And I mean, look, still speaking about digital, so at Digify Africa, I mean, we are 75% Black women led. And I think it's such an important thing, particularly in the tech space, because we don't see it that often, like what has been sort of like your experience when we talk about digital? Are you still seeing that like women are sort of closed out of the space? Is the gap widening? Is it getting better? When you think about digital and women, I mean, what are things looking like right now?
So every time I think of the gap, because I come from like a corporate background, and you would see it, when in a corporate space, you would walk into the office and you would literally see how many women are there and how many men are there, and it will just be like straight up in your face. However, with the digital world as such, and talking from an entrepreneurial background or standpoint, I wouldn't even say that it's more of a playing field, but like it feels like the gap is somewhat smaller. On a personal level, when I look at my Instagram and the companies that I follow, like majority are ran by women. The skincare, the what you call this, there's a lady that I follow and she's like in data security, and there's just all these different types of ladies, and they have really just started the entrepreneurial journey on the digital landscape. I would love to see the actual statistics of it all, but it kind of feels like the gap is changing. It's getting a little bit smaller when you look at entrepreneurs and diving into the digital space. And I mean, like for me, when I walked into Digify Africa, which is funny because I never walked into the office, like guys, I got hired online and I've been working online. What you call this? But for me, it was just so beautiful when I, girl, go for it. So it was really lovely because like I came into the company and I realized that there's just so many brilliant women that I was working with, which is an experience that I had never ever received. And I always wondered to myself, and I'm going to ask you, Q, I'm going to put you on the spot, being part of management. Was there ever a time where you guys actually decided that you were going to hire majority Black women?
Sure. So actually, when I think about it, it kind of happened. It kind of happened rather organically, but there was definitely a moment where Gavin and I sort of looked up and realized that we are surrounded by really phenomenal women in this company. And I liked the feel of that. For me, it also was really important for me to say that, like, here we are in the tech space and we are dominated by Black women. For me, that was a very powerful statement. So something that started off very organically is now a thing that we hold, and we like, it's an intentional thing to make sure that, like, we want to be an African tech company that is led by Black women. That is a very, very important statement to make to young girls who are coming up as well. I remember talking to one of our juniors who was reflecting about how it felt to work at Digify Africa. And it was such an emotional moment for me because I realized that there were certain things that she didn't have to worry about at all, being like a young Black woman entering the working world that so many of us had to face when we were starting out, our careers. So for me, it's women, and for us to really like make our mark in the tech world, and to really start addressing that gendered issue, around tech and just to take up space, really, you know?
Oh, love it. I'm here for it. Like, I used to get goosebumps when you mention the lady that was reflecting, because when I think of where I started and the companies that I have managed to work for, you just felt, as a young Black woman, you feel so intimidated. You feel that you are not good enough. And the space doesn't actually make you feel like you can be good enough. There's no, like, it's almost like there's no support that you kind of come across. However, with Digify, like, I really felt that you guys somehow managed to get it right, and you managed to just alleviate all that stress, and you give us space to be able to just grow and be great at what we do. So, like, I just say props to you and Gavin on that. And it's just such a,
You're gonna
I
make
guess,
me cry.
like, it goes back to leaping over levels. Like, like, you guys created such great ways for women to be able to actually leap over those particular type of levels, those barriers that we usually come across. The support that Digify Africa actually gives us makes us feel like we can actually leap over that. And that essentially, again, is what the event is about. Like, I really liked the name Leaping Over Levels, because women do come across so many barriers. They do come across so many of these things. And they just need that understanding and that help to boss up and be able to go over it. So, I mean, looking at the future and the thing that you also have done, like, the future of women in the digital economy, like, what it would kind of look like, what are your thoughts, actually? Like, what do you see it? Because I have my own and my own opinions, but what are your thoughts?
My thoughts is that women are phenomenal, and it really is about time that we actually took up the spaces that we are. I am loving seeing how women are actually just like not waiting anymore to say, hey, I'm going to be given space, but are taking up space and also creating space, So you had said earlier, I mean, a lot of the businesses that you follow are actually women-run businesses. And if I actually think about it, I also am engaging a lot more with just boss women who are just running things, So it's amazing to see that happening, Just thinking about Musaba, thinking about Level Lion and what they've been able to do within the digital space is quite crazy. Going back to another project that we do at Digify Africa, where we are creating learning chatbots. And I loved that one of our learning chatbots is a little Black girl who's got a head wrap. Like it felt like, wow, that's literally me right now. But to be able to see yourself in tech,
Yes.
to be able to that representation is just really, really, really amazing. And for me, that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited about technology that is built by women for women, and I think that there's just like certain nuances that we just bring to a thing. There's just certain knowledge that you have about being a woman, that when you are designing or when you are working on something that is going to be presented to women, you're able to bring that into the design phase, and I think it's really, really exciting. Also, I mean, we know with COVID, women were affected a lot more than men were. Like, when we look at the jobs that were lost, and when that happened, you realize how many all about finding ways to empower women using digital for us to empower ourselves. Because when we do that, then we empower our families and we empower our communities as well. So I am excited.
Yeah.
You said you had some thoughts about it. You let me know about what you're thinking when it comes to women in the digital economy.
You touched on something, and I remember reading an article a little bit earlier on this year, and it was the PwC Women in Work, the 2021 version of it, and it was literally, I think, like the first opening part of the article in that paragraph was how women were really affected by COVID, because we have like it was the low paying, contact intensive work that women generally do. And that's why it just really just I don't know, like the strides that we were making, as an industry just kind of like took 10 steps back just because of that. So it's just something that just came to mind as you were busy talking about, what you see and your opinion of what the future of women and women in the digital economy. On my end, I see it obviously from an entrepreneurial space, because that's just my head, in the sense that I definitely see a lot more ladies just taking up space when it comes to digital and building businesses that thrive so well. If we talk about Level Lion's story, she spoke about how she was actually very, very shy as she was growing up, and she had to find her voice. And then at the end of the day, her voice is what got her to where she is now. She's got the most amazing podcast that's like in the top 10 of Apple podcasts. And, so it's almost like this journey that we are in, and what I would like to see during this time of the pandemic is women finding their voice more. They can find their voice so that they can literally go into this particular economy that has so many opportunities and actually open up. Can it be for once that women get to run an entire industry? I think it's very much possible. That's how I see the future of the digital economy and the future of women. And it doesn't even have to be product based. Like in my world, I do want to see a whole lot more ladies coming in and being like the most amazing coders, people who code, being data scientists, being chief data operationals, like all sorts of types of things that come with technology. And yeah, that's essentially where I kind of like would like to see the world come through, because as we all know, the future is female. It's just
without a doubt.
What it is, and the people get ready. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
man, this has been such a great chat. Before we wrap things up, though, one last time, just to entrepreneurs who are out there, how do they get a hold of you if they're interested in Boost with Facebook?
Sure. So for all the entrepreneurs that want to know a little bit more on how they can grow their businesses through the Facebook applications, you can actually go onto the Digify Africa Facebook page. So that is at Digify Africa, or our Instagram, which is also still at Digify Africa. And there would be a link for you to be able to register. So the sessions happen every month, right? At the end of every month, on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. We tackle a part of Facebook. So you can actually go through onto our Facebook page, find the link, register yourself, and then you'll be invited. Most importantly, all our training is free. Mahala. It's just free. We are here just to give this knowledge. We want you to thrive. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for all of the hard work that you put in. There's a community of, entrepreneurs who are just taking their businesses to the next level and the next level because of the sessions that they're able to attend. So to you and your trainer network, big up yourselves. And thank you so much for this chat this afternoon. I hope you have yourself a good day.
Yep. Thank you to everybody that actually took the time to join us. And we hope to see you at the next Boost sessions. I'm going to watch. I'm going to make sure that you guys are there.
Bye, lady.
Cheers, Q.